We'll start off with Alfie Jones. You confirmed after the West Brom game that it was a recurrence of the same hamstring problem. Are you able to provide a further update on the severity of the injury and a possible timescale?
Yeah, we've had results back from the scan. It's a different part of his hamstring, as well as injuring the one from last time as well. It's quite a nasty injury for Alfie. Timescale, I'm not sure. It'd be wrong for me to give a timescale at this point, but it's quite bad for him, and we're just really disappointed for Alf, because he's worked so hard to get back. Obviously, like I said after the game, he had ticked every single box that the medical team and the sports science team wanted them to tick. He's obviously had a good 7 to 10 days training with us, and then it's just reoccurred for him. And obviously, again, in a different part of his hamstring also. So it's really frustrating for Alfie and for us.
Are there any other injury concerns ahead of Saturday?
A couple of bumps and bruises, but nothing I don't think is going to keep anyone out of the game. Obviously, a quick turnaround again to Saturday's game. So, it's just that usual little bumps and bruises after the game, but everybody seems to have come through fine. Everyone's, will be on the grass today as well. So we're looking forward to the game now.
Speaking of central defenders, Sean McLaughlin has come on in the last 2 games. He's had to wait patiently for his opportunity. What have you made of the way he's slotted into the back line? Yeah,
good. I mean, he's had obviously limited opportunities this season. More to do with the form of Jacob Greaves, who's been excellent, and Jacob's a young boy playing the first time at this level, and he's getting better all the time. So Sean's had to remain patient, and when he's come in and played and come off the bench or whatever, he's looked good. He's looked sound. He's looked solid, and he's a good professional. Sean, really good professional. Trains well every single day. Does everything right. So it doesn't surprise us that he's come in and done well in the game. So I've been pleased.
Another individual has had to bide their time due to injury and illness is Ryan Longman. He looked really live when he came in against West Brom. Was that the kind of impact you want to see more of from him?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's had a stop-start really start to the season, obviously with the COVID and the injury, and then he picked up another little niggle in his groin in training. So he's been working very hard to keep getting better and keep understanding the way we play. And we're starting to see that now from Ryan. Over the last probably 3-4 weeks, he's looked better. And he's seen that with his impact. He's come off the bench. He's had 2 really good opportunities. He's got himself in those positions. So, it's nice to see Ryan starting to flourish now, because we know he's a very good player when he's on it, as we've seen in pre-season in the games that he played. But that stop-start to the season hasn't helped him. But he's definitely improving as the season goes on.
You're proud of the players' efforts against West Brom. What things can we take from that game into Saturday's match against Barnsley?
Well, that's a base for us now. In terms of the defensive performance in the game, it's a base for us to build off. I thought our shape was very good in the game. I thought our discipline was very good. The energy in terms of when we released and pressed the ball was good. We're playing against a team, obviously a very good team at this level. Maybe a year ago or so, they were in a little bit more. They were in the Premier League. So it was a tough ask for us. We probably didn't. The game plan for us was to try and play through their press. We did it for the majority of the game, and then one lapse of concentration. It's cost us obviously the goal. Like I spoke about as a collective, it was a poor goal for us to concede. But we got to use as a base, because I know if I take you back to probably 3-4 months ago in the back end of the League One season, everything we'd done that year was based around our shape and our discipline and making sure we're hard to beat first and foremost. And I think that's key for us, because when we're like that, then we'll obviously give ourselves the best chance to win, and we can get our forward players, midfielders, etc., more opportunities off a good shape and a good discipline.
All of the games have been pretty tight. Only one of our defeats this season has been by more than 2 goals. Does it give you heart that we've been in games but just fallen the wrong side of those narrow margins?
Yeah, it is. It's fine margins at the minute. Obviously, you've seen it in the games yourself. Probably the last 3 games we've lost 1-0. Mistakes have cost us at big moments in games, and also we haven't been clinical and when we have had those opportunities at the other. But we've got to keep working. We've got to keep understanding that the structure, the shape, the discipline, the unity of the team is going to be everything for us moving forward. And I know if we can continue to get performances like that against West Brom, yes, maybe not great from an attacking sense, but you got to take into context of who we're coming up against and what way they play. The boys understood the game plan perfectly well, and like I say to you, that just moment of lapse of concentration has cost us. But I believe if we continue to keep doing that, maybe cut out the little mistakes that we're making, we're going to improve for sure.
Barnsley recorded their first win in 14 against Derby on Wednesday night. What did you make of their performance?
Yeah, well, we've obviously watched them. We've had people at the game watching the game, and we know about them. They're quite similar in terms of their style and how they go about the game. Maybe a bit similar to West Brom in terms of that. You know, the similar sort of shape, 3-4-3, high energy team, one of the best in terms of the pressing in the division statistically. So they're a team that work and run and fight. It's always hard at Oakwell. Whenever you go there, it's always a difficult game, but we're going to go there and try and win the game. And we have to go there and, you know, make sure we're on the front foot ourselves, and we continue with the defensive performance for large parts of the game against West Brom, and then add a wee bit more in the forward end of the pitch to try and get us just 3 points.
It was the first game for Barnsley after their manager left the club. Could you see any difference in the way they approached the game from before?
Well, by all accounts, I mean, obviously the two lads who are taking the game is the manager brought in anyway. So it's you know, they're part of the manager's team. So look, it always seems that way, doesn't it? You know, a manager leaves and a team wins the next game. It just seems like that in football, doesn't it? So you know, you almost get that little bounce effect, and they've obviously had it, and they've obviously deservedly beaten Derby at home on Wednesday night. But we've got to go there and make sure we focus on us and focus on how we can win the game. How can we make sure we're strong defensively? Obviously, we know it's, you know, a locally Derby. And there's going to be a lot of fans there supporting us. We want to send them home happy. You know, want to try and send them home with 3 points, but we have to make sure we perform first. How
big a boost will victory give the players heading into the international break?
Yeah, it'd be great. I mean, you know, 3 points get into the break would be excellent, and that's what we're aiming for. You know, we'll be going there to do our utmost to try and take the points back up the road with us. So, you know, that'll be a real focus for us.